Welcome, everyone, to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm your host, Jason, and with me, as always, is James, our intermediate, and Zach, our industry professional. Tonight, we are going to be rating a bottle of Serafino Shiraz, or, as our Australian brothers might say, Shiraz. So we're going to go with that and see, what did we rate this bottle? Drum roll, please. $62. So, Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit about this Serafino Shiraz?
Yeah, so this is a bottle of Shiraz out of the McLaren Vale. So we are definitively in South Australia, right up against the ocean. So there's going to be a little bit of ocean influence on this, although the land is certainly not flat in South Australia. Rolling hills are going to go ahead and define this wine as being facing to the north, so not so much influence as it could be on other wines, and that shows through on how much juicier this is than most other Shiraz, which is saying something. So Australian winemaking loves fruit-forward, juicy wines. But a cool thing that this Serafino winery does in general is they use a mixed oak cask. So it's 25% new, but it's a blend of French and American oak in large 300-liter barrels, aged for a whole year in there. So it is getting a little bit of oaky characteristic. This is not something that is stupid juicy and just absolutely fruit-forward. There is some nuance and some oaking going on here. Another thing is they do allow it to go through full malolactic fermentation, so there's a fair amount of malolactic acid in here as well. So that's going to influence the flavor quite a bit.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Info dump.
So, how do we come across our ratings? Well, we blind sample the bottle, and then we are going to rate it in 4 categories: the nose, the mouthfeel, the flavor, and finally the finish. If we blind test it, we each rate each category anywhere up to 25 points, and then add them together to get up to 100 points, and then from there, we add together and average out our scores to get the total. So that's how we came about the total, but how did we rate everything individually? Well, let's start with the nose. So I'm going to go ahead and start this one out. You're going to hate what I have to say because I can't get much out of it scent-wise other than the only words I could get to describe it was an old sock. Okay. Now, I don't mean like some completely decrepit, nasty gym sock out of someone's gym bag. I'm talking like...
Close my eyes and I think about a gym sock.
No, not a gym sock.
And I stop thinking about the gym sock real quick. I'm like, nope.
No, like a clean sock that was in a sock drawer, but it has been sitting
from when you were 12
for decades. Okay.
There's like a roll of pennies next to it the whole night.
Yes.
Old cotton.
Yes. That's what I got.
Okay.
I give it a 10.
You have sock trauma, man. some scent memory went in there, and it's just deep and bad, man.
It is.
I don't even want to know what your nightmares are like. Let's get more humble. I can't get
Really?
skin for this drawer. It's a bunch of puppets. They're pouring out of the ceiling. It's like snowing socks over. You can paint buried alive in socks.
Maybe you should see it there.
Take me out. Take me out.
I might have to. All right. Anyway, what did you get, Jeff?
All right, I gave this thing a 19. I find very obvious strawberry, like a strawberry seed, raspberry. Like I almost get a spring forest, kind of like that spring forest kind of fresh smell, that fresh spring growth kind of smell out of it. So 19.
All right.
Sorry, I have to make sure I'm not broken after hearing that. I gave this thing a nose of a 12 with notes of xanthan, gum, licorice, and blueberry. And like licorice, I don't mean red vines. I mean like black
licorice.
Fucking gummy ass licorice. This thing does not smell the way it tastes, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. The fruit-forward nature of the wine comes through on the palate. I have to heavily disagree with you on the nose, though. I think this thing is fucking brutally dark.
All right. Well, that's how we rated it on the nose. But what about mouthfeel?
Ooh.
Take it away, Zach.
I like talking. So the mouthfeel, I gave this a 20. I think it's very pleasant on the mouthfeel. Mild acidity, easy tannins. This is honestly beginner-friendly wine. This is fruit juice for some people when you get to the mouthfeel. Like, if you went ahead and poured like a vodka cran, I think it's more harsh than this is. This is just easy street. 20.
All right.
17 for me. It's light. I feel like a wet, runny, soft, kind of soft middle balance on it. I don't think it's extremely anything. So that's always kind of what I was trying to put words onto. I think it's fairly light, approachable. I think there. Yeah, maybe light in that is kind of like that balanced fruit juicy sort of light. Like a light cranberry sort of a thing or something like that. Yeah, kind of light, not sweet light, but mouthfeel wise.
Mouthfeel light.
Yep.
Okay. I actually got I would call it a little bit like of a sour feel because as it went through my mouth, it was like the middle back of my tongue. It kind of felt like a little bit of a pucker on the tongue. You know, like that you get from sour. But it was mild, but it was there. That's all I really got from it. And it wasn't my favorite thing in the world, so I give it 13.
Okay.
And that brings us to flavor. Flavor. Oh boy. Okay, so once again, I just got musty. Like a mustiness to it. That's about it.
Let me follow.
And I wasn't a fan of it, so I give it a 10.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a trouble. Like let me follow you. I gave it a 16, a little bit less than the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel. The mouthfeel and flavor were lining up. I think the nose doesn't line up like Zach said earlier. Where it goes with the nose and where you fall in for mouth and flavor and finish don't exactly line up quite right. And I felt like on flavor-wise, it's bitter, thin. It hits me at the top back of my mouth. Heavy, something heavy holds in the top. And maybe that's that you're giving us pucker on the mouth.
Yeah.
I'm giving it kind of pucker on the flavor, that finished flavor. It sticks to the roof of my mouth a little bit long and kind of like a little bit of puckery kind of hit. But it's on the back of my mouth. It's where it holds.
Yeah.
And that is so. And that was a 16. So
I agree with you, 16. As far as notes, I got bramblewood, strawberry, cassis, cherry, and mulberry. Maybe the mulberry is where you're getting that like puckering sensation, that weird flavor that you're getting in the roof of your mouth. But yeah, those were my sensory notes there.
All right. And last but not least, that brings us to the finish. So finish, it stuck around a decent amount for me. And I think, again, like you were saying, you kind of feel it in that back part of your mouth a little bit, and it just kind of stays there. Not bad, but not great. I give it a 15 overall.
finish for me was a 15, same thing. But at my note there was a kind of just the whole thing, the experience of it falls off as I go through it. The best part about it, which it happened, it was in my numbers, was just that front nose on it. It hits me. I get it. I still get, even on that as that I'm hitting in here, the last sip there, still I get kind of like a strawberry seed, strawberry seed sort of a taste and smell and experience through it. Some probably not as much raspberry that I said earlier, but falls off as I go through it. I like it less and less and less as I go through the experience of drinking it. And by the end of the sip, I'm kind of, I don't want to go get another glass of this probably. I'm good. One glass is enough for me.
Yep.
So 15.
So I'm going to finish strong. I gave it a 23. I think this is by far its strongest category here. The combination of acids and tannins and the way it sits in your mouth. I just want a thick, juicy cheeseburger with some tomato onion jam. I think this is just something you can keep rolling through and drink a whole bottle of. Don't get me wrong. The sensory nodes on it are wonky on the nose and the flavor's okay. But I think with the right food pairing and just the way that the wine is built, the finish is very good for what it's providing you.
All right.
Thing you said in there that appealed to me like onions. Like that, if I was at Outback and I had a blooming onion, I could see where a blooming onion and maybe this might kind of
Onions and old socks.
It's strong on you here.
maybe there it is. But that blooming like onion, cooked onion.
Onions and old socks. Great pairing.
Onions and old socks.
Yeah.
There we go. Jason, we got to get your head checked out.
All right. So I do like that pairing idea though. Cheeseburger sounds great right now. But
it says the burger, my mind still goes to the onions that are on the burger.
yeah.
Like something about it is like kind of
Something about it.
maybe you just let it even out.
Yeah, not to say that this wine is bad. It's just not my favorite. But I will say we overall it didn't do too bad. Got a 62 from us. Pretty decent, and I think probably for the price point, it's worth it.
We call it above average.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What did we say the price point was on it?
What did you
For
say?
this, it's $20.
Yeah,
$20. Yeah.
$20 for a bottle. And
It's
that,
also young, 2021. So
that's not bad. I personally would probably. There's other ones that I like that are.
I wouldn't buy
the
another
same
bottle.
price.
You know, I wouldn't. I mean, if I wouldn't be like, oh, I just blew $20. It's
Yeah.
$20. I don't feel too. I mean, it's not
No.
a bad purchase.
No.
But I have a little bit of trouble figuring what I would. Anybody got a blooming on you?
Yeah.
It's fun.
are we going to Albuquerque this?
Zach's having a burger,
Never-
red cheeseburger. I'm going to pound down an appetizer on
I'm
you.
gonna grab that Bravante and I'll get it tonight.
Jason's going to give the rest the bottle of us and then take something else.
All right. So, whatever you're drinking, we hope you enjoy. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Whatever the Australians say.